may sound like an easy question, but the potential implies could fill a book. Let us break down the etymology of the word photography. Photo plus graphy. The word photo means light and graphy means drawing or writing. Thus, photography literally means drawing with light. We have some questions here. So, why we take photographs? What roles do photographs play in our life and related to other form of expression or communication? Does a photographer really have responsibilities? What is actually involved? And what makes a result successful anyway? We will explore these issues and some of photography possibilities over this course, with the understanding that photography is a combination of subjective thought, creative imagination, visual design, technical skills, and practical organizing ability. Perhaps you're drawn into photography mainly because it appears to be a quick, convenient, and seemingly truthful way of recording something. All the importance lies in the subject itself, and you want to show objectively what it is or what is going on. Like, for an example, a child's first steps or a scratch on a car for insurance purpose. In this instance, photography is thought as of an evidence identification, a kind of a diagram of a happening. The camera is your visual notebook here. Another reason for taking a photography is that you want a means of personal self-expression, to explore your own ideas. The way it is presented to may be just as important as the subject matter. Other photographers simply seek out beauty, which they express in their own picturesque style as a conscious work of art. One of the first attractions of photography for many people is the lure of the equipment itself. Tools are vital, of course, and detailed knowledge about them is observing and important. Don't just end up shooting photographs just to test out the machinery. Now, take a look at this photo. In the first impression, it appears like a cloud in the sky. But then you notice there's a man rowing a boat. You will be surprised when I'm going to tell you that the image was not captured, but the image was constructed in the studio from the cotton wool. Isn't that amazing, guys? So, what message it conveys? The objective of a photograph is not only the portrayal of a subject but also the emotional associations that the subject will bring to the viewer. Photography is to do with light forming an image, normally by means of a lens. The image is then permanently recorded either by chemical means using film, liquid chemicals, and darkroom processes, or by digital means using an electronic sensor, data storage, and processing. So, how an image is formed and exposed? So, light from the subject of your picture passes through a glass lens, which bends it into a focused image. The lens is at the front of your camera with a light sensitive surface such as film facing at the other end. Light is prevented from reaching the film by a shutter until your chosen moment of exposure. Composition is to do with showing things in the strongest, most effective way, whatever your subject is. Often this means avoiding clutter and confusion between the various elements present. The way you visually compose your pictures is as important as their technical quality, but this skill is acquired with experience as much as learned. Good composition will help the audience to read the photograph in the way you intended, communicating your ideas in a successful way. Developing an eye for composition helps to simplify and strengthen the point of your picture. Learn from other photographers' pictures, but don't let their way of seeing get in the way of your own response to subjects. Avoid slavishly copying their style. style of your photography will develop out of your own interests and attitudes and the opportunities that came your way. For example, are you mostly interested in people or in objects? And the things you can work on without concern for human relationships. Do you enjoy the split second timing needed for action photography or you prefer the slower one? So style is difficult to define but recognizable when you see it. Pictures have some characteristics mix of subject matter like mood, treatment, use of tone or color, composition, and even the picture proportions. Remember a word of caution. Style over content is never advisable in any professional assignment, whether as a commercial or a fine art photographer. So, the biggest question here is how we can measure the success of a photograph. Is there any formula? No. There is no formula that can judge the success of a photograph. Most commercial photographs can be judged against how well they fulfill their purpose, since they are in the communications business. Like a poster or a magazine cover image must be striking and give its message fast. So success might be goes from how well your picture fulfills its intended purpose. It might be measured in technical, financial, or purely artistic terms, or in how effectively it communicates to other people. In an ideal world, all these aspects come together. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you learned something new from this video. If you really liked it, please share it and don't forget to leave your valuable feedback. Waiting to see you in the next video.